said we were 75%, about 70 to 75% done with the semester, so there